Chuck McGruff, I'm back, baby, with a little preview of this special 2015 squad for the Furman Paladins, and we're gonna go through every position, looking around at who we got, starting to give you guys a insight of what we got going on this year. All right, so we got a quarterback here, my boy Wilson Woodruff. He's been out here, playing his heart out for the last few years. And his first season we had, that inaugural season, he started off pretty rough. He ended up getting benched for the more mature quarterback, Hannon, who was less talented, but he was able to muscle us to a 6-6 season. But coming into that all season following last year, man, he showed us a lot of promise. He made us feel like, hey, he was the quarterback to start last year, and he did start, and he played pretty well, man. It wasn't all of his fault when games that slipped that we let slip from us, and he was able to keep us in games at time, win a few big games, make a couple big throws, and man, we were so proud of this guy. But man, this year we believe he's going to take this offense over and just lead us to the promised land, man, wherever that may be. I believe it's going to be 7 games the goal. We're going to meet it this year, and we might meet it pretty early. And we're going to have a tough schedule like always, but I believe he have enough tools around him so he can be successful, man. And that was Coach McGruff. The biggest feat that he had to overcome was bringing in talent so this guy right here can have a chance to lead this team to a better, record and overall and everything else. But we're very excited about this kid, man. Can't wait to see what he does on the field this year. Up is my guy, the true freshman, Tuttons, man. He's out here, man. He's ready to start on the field. First year, he's a possession receiver that we got. The top signee of last year, man. He came to us a 3-star true freshman, man. I believe he's going to help us out a lot. He's sporting the number 8 jersey because, man, we know he a baller like the old school Kobe Bryant. And, man, look at him. He geared up and ready, bro. And I believe he's going to be maybe our most outstanding skill player so far, or in the next few years. There's going to be the first star that Furman ever has, man. The first big star that's going to bring us national recognition, and he's going to be here for a while. And he's come in as a 73 overall already, so that's good enough to get him the second spot. He was fighting all summer long to make sure that he gets in that starting lineup, man, and we've seen so much promise from this kid already, man. And I believe he's going to be a great addition. Woodruff hasn't had any talent like this, raw talent like this, to ever, be able to play around with until this kid got here, man. I believe he's going to help us out the opposite side of Dingus, man. 2 big-time receivers in the Sun Belt, man. We might be looking like an air raid team this year. And he's not the fastest guy, but he can move. But his hands is what really separates him from a lot of other players. So what we got here is David Brown, man, our true freshman tight end. We have 2 true freshmen starting at skill spots, this year, man. Both of them is pretty good, man. 3-star recruit here. He coming in, man. He's a big kid, David Brown. He's a receiving tight end, and we're going to see a lot of immediate success from this kid, man. As you know, as you've been watching the last few seasons that we played, man, our tight end play wasn't as spectacular as we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be more overpowered. That safety valve is necessary for us to, get the offense started. Sometimes they be having the easiest dump off routes, to get the quarterback into rhythm. If you don't have that, man, you can't be chunking it downfield if you ain't ready. You got to warm up first. So I believe he's going to bring us a lot of success early. He's going to be a big help on the outside for blocking and a lot of things also. But man, I believe we're going to be here, hearing a lot of great things in the first couple of games with this kid, man. He sports a big frame. He'll be able to go up and get some of those tough passes, man. And I'm ready to see how he shines on the offensive side of things. Is our big time fullback, my boy Kane. He's been running with Coach McGruff for a while. It feels like he's one of Coach McGruff's first recruits. But man, he bought into Coach McGruff's system so hard. He's a hard-nosed player. He's no, skilled player that's going to make you very wild, man. He's a fullback. He's a bruiser. He does the dirty work, man. Sport that number 22, man. You can look at his face mask and tell, hey, he goes to work every time. But man, no gloves. He's a rough one. And man, I believe he's going to be back there. We missing some talent this year from the running back position, but I believe with him at the fullback position to open up lanes, the running game should still have his power and still should make things a lot easier to open up the passing game. And also, he can catch out of the backfield, man. I know you guys remember my boy Kane. He's a hard fighter, man, and we glad to have him for his final season. We believe he's going to be a intricate piece to the Furman Paladins' success in 2015. Have on this team this year is our transfer left guard here, number 69. Number 69, Case Cook, man. Last year, we had a lot of trouble, keeping the guys out of the backfield. The running game was still going pretty good because we would have switched it up, run a couple draws here and there to keep the pressure off. But I believe Case Cook is going to be a very intricate part of our offensive line. He's going to lead this offensive line, the highest overall player we probably ever had in Furman history as an FBS school. He's like an 87 overall, and he's a junior. He's going to be able to, pull off those blocks, man, hit a couple of traps, open up something for us. We'll see a lot of big runs, and maybe we'll get enough time in the pocket to, get a pass off or two, get, an extra second, what we need to throw that thing all the way over top, man. And, man, I think this kid right here is going to, help us get to the promised land as well as anybody else. And this all starts up front. You know how it is in college football, any type of football. But for Chuck McGruff football, the front line on both sides of the ball is the most important part of each football team. So starting wide receiver, Mr. Dangus, man. A lot of you guys are familiar with him, man. He been getting it in for the first 2 seasons with Coach McGruff, man. A big wide receiver that we became used to, and he is no slouch, man. Standing at 6'5", number 80, Dangus, man. He will bring down some of those tough balls, man. He showed us that he has enough speed to get away from the the cornerbacks. He makes separation look quite easy, man. And this year right here, he's going into his senior year. He is made a lot of stride, a lot of improvements, a lot of great stuff, man. He has done for this team, man. That's already been done, and we believe he's not finished yet. And man, as Woodruff would say, hey, who else would you rather have as your star receiver? Somebody who's long enough to go get it and who has the will to make his way in any type of situation, man. And we're proud of this guy. We're ready to see what he's going to bring, man. That doggone 6'5" frame, I believe he's going to be snagging a lot of touchdowns this year. But not least, on the offensive side of the ball, we have my boy, Scogan. Y'all remember, Scogan is a bad boy at running back, man. But he used to playing the backup. He's not used to being the starting back. But this year he has to take over that role of being the starting back. And he will come in pretty good, man. A few seasons, man. The first season, the second season, he was able to back up McLeod, man. The first time, I believe McLeod went down for the rest of the season, our inaugural season. And he was able to step in and get a few big touchdowns at the end of the season to keep us at a 6-6 record. And this year, I believe he's ready to step into this role, man. He can get 100 yards on a good night, a couple of touchdowns. He runs very hard. He's hard to take down on the first tackle. And, man, I believe we're going to be, pretty okay, pretty good with him with the ball in his hand. Not known to fumble a lot, and he holds on to the ball. All of our running backs hold on to the ball pretty good these past couple of years, man. And I'm surprised, because turnovers would kill us, and we can't afford them. But I believe he can go for 1,000 yards this season, man. Maybe 7-8 touchdowns on the ground. Could be more. But, man, I believe this kid right here is going to be our workhorse all year long. We have our starting cornerback, man. Y'all remember Jarius Hallman, the 2013 Thorpe Award winner, man. Ever since his big season as a sophomore, we haven't seen a lot of, improvement from that year. He's been on a stagnant pace of improvement. He's getting better. I don't think maybe it's the quarterback's not taking too many shots at him, or after you win a Thorpe Award, after you go a season with about 7 interceptions, nobody want to try you anymore, man. But he's still a valuable threat to us on the other side of the field. He can close off a half a field by himself. Nobody would like to throw it in his vicinity, and we believe, man, he is probably the best corner in the conference, not overall wise, but by intangibles, combined with his tangible assets, we believe he's the best cornerback in the Sun Belt. Byron Johnson, man. Byron Johnson has been pretty good for us these last couple of years, man, and we don't expect anything less from him this year, and he's going to make sure that his defense is doing what it's supposed to do. Along with Ryder, the other middle linebacker, since we run a 3-4, they both will make great plays on the defensive side of the ball, and keep everybody in check on defense and make sure everybody knows what they're doing. Back of Magwood, man, you guys remember, man, him from last year, man. He'll wreak havoc on any offensive line, any quarterback can see. He in pass coverage, he's not the best, but when it's time to rush that passer, he is no joke, baby. Welcome back, Magwood. We appreciate everything you did for the program, and we looking for you to have another breakout season. The kid, Brad Mentor, man. Y'all remember, just a couple years ago, he was a true freshman. This year, he's a junior, and he's coming in as polished as ever. Man, his first couple of years, you were like, oh, man, this kid is jumping off the screen. I was like, oh, he's the first kid that caught my eye when I first came over to Furman. Man, he's a bad guy. He is a bad guy. And he plays the outside linebacker position, but more like a standing DN, because he rushes the passer better than anybody I've seen in these past couple of years, man. And he makes sure the offense knows to look for him every time they snap the ball. In the pass coverage, you don't see him too much, but he be lingering around. But most of the time, you'll catch him on that edge going down at those quarterbacks, and they fear him. They have nightmares. A lot of them say they have nightmares. That's a talk around the Sun Belt, because Brad Mentor is coming across that side. You see that 43? Oh, man, you know what time it is. Get out the way. Of them all, my boy, Ryder, man. Ryder is out here, man. He's getting it, third year for Coach McGruff, man. He bought into him immediately on day one. And Coach McGruff, he had worked through this guy to, get messages to everybody on the team. The whole team follows this kid. They listen to him. He's like almost some of these kids' fathers, man. But they're almost the same age. He's been here for a while, man. He commands his defense like no other. His intangibles, he remind me of a Brian Urlacher, man. Younger days, man. He plays hard, man. Put his nose down and go get every play. And, man, I'm glad that he's on outside. And if he was on another team, man, that's a linebacker you will fear. Standout strong safety here, man. My guy, Thomas Brown. He is an All-American this year, man. Had a pretty good season last year. Man, he's holding the secondary down, especially at the safety position. With him and my boy Hallman, I feel like I don't have any worries. Anything over the top, I believe he's going to be there on the money every time. Anything to the right side of the field or left side of the field for the offense, I believe my boy Hallman got it. And Anderson, he can hold his own too at the other cornerback position. But as long as my guy Thomas Brown is back here, we can put anybody at free safety, and he's going to help. He's going to assist. And, man, we're looking for another great year out of him. And, man, this is last year, I believe, and he's going to be a dog, I'm telling you. Man, again, that's the kid, the 6'6" phenom from our first season, the biggest recruit that we were looking for. He's coming into his second season. The boy Kerry Mason, man. We were expecting a lot more out of him come last season, but, man, this year I believe he's going to get over the top, and we're going to see a lot of him all over the place. And, last year he did what he was supposed to do as a freshman, but this year we believe that he's going to take the command of that defensive line and make sure everybody respect him and know who exactly he is. That's your boy there, my boy Kerry Mason. he's out here. You can see we're in a spring game, and we, just getting a little bit of feel of what's going on, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys for watching this video, man. Gotta rep it for my boy, these Furman Paladins, man. And I think we ready to go into the season, baby. What y'all think?